Mike Johnson just had the worst night of his political career, and it happened live on CNN. The man who's been parroting every MAGA talking point just got humiliated on national television, caught lying about the government shutdown while the receipts were being read to his face. The problem for Mike Johnson is simple. He's built his political identity on defending the indefensible. He keeps spinning Trump's chaos as leadership, keeps pretending the GOP's incompetence is strategy. But this week, all that spin collided with reality, and the result was pure disaster. Let's start with the Freudian slip that set social media on fire.
That's my understanding. With regard to the swastika thing, this happened last night. A Republican congressman, allegedly one of his staffers had something in the background or something in a Zoom. That's what I heard this morning. He says that that's not his, and there's a proper investigation ongoing, and the congressman did exactly what he should have done, and that is report it. It's under investigation, and I can't comment on it any further until that's done, but I will say, obviously, that is not the principles of the Republican Party. We stand for the founding principles of America. You want me to articulate them for you right now? Individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, human dignity, the things that lead to human flourishing. We have stood against that. We fought the Nazis. We defended that evil ideology.
That's right. The Speaker of the House literally said, "We have stood against that," while talking about the swastika controversy. You couldn't write irony this rich. Johnson's bizarre statement instantly went viral, and the backlash was brutal. But as embarrassing as that moment was, it was nothing compared to what happened next, his meltdown on live television. During a CNN interview with Jake Tapper, Johnson tried to shift blame for the government shutdown onto Democrats. What followed was one of the most devastating live fact checks in recent political memory.
The director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russ Vought, is taking the shutdown opportunity to fire for good federal workers, not just to furlough, but to fire them. Multiple Republican lawmakers tell CNN that they're only finding out about the administration decisions on layoffs and contract cancellations after they've already been made public. Congressman Mark Amodei says he found out that $202 million worth of battery recycling projects were being canceled in his Nevada district via press release. He said, quote, "The communications culture sucks." Do you think the Trump administration is giving you, the legislative branch, these details sufficiently? And if so, are you passing all this information along to your members?
Look, the Trump administration is doing the very best they can with a very difficult situation. It is the Democrats who have voted now 10 times to keep the government shut down and require all of these reductions in force and the determination about what are essential programs, policies, and personnel and what are not. This is an unenviable situation that no one in the White House relishes. The president asked Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer himself in the Oval Office, in my presence and with Leader Thune, to please not shut the government down. Before any of this began, we never had to go down this road. But now that the Democrats keep deciding to keep the government shut down, they are forcing the administration to triage federal spending. Why? Because they have turned off the funding streams, Jake. That is what's happened. They can make this stop immediately if they will just do the simple and right thing. Pass our simple 24-page bill that just merely says status quo, keep the lights on. Democrats refuse to do it. They are the ones that are inflicting this pain on the people.
That's not really quite accurate. I mean, Russ Vought is taking this opportunity to fire workers because they want to reduce the size of the federal workforce. None of these people are being paid anyway. It's not as though these furloughed workers are sapping up a budget. They're not being paid. This is an opportunity by Russ Vought to shrink government, as he has outlined in Project 2025 and other places.
No, look, this is a very important distinction. Furloughed workers do get paid on the back end. They get that pay back to them. It's reimbursed, as you know. That's how it works. That's the statute and the tradition and the practice. Russ Vought does want to reduce the size and scope of government, as does every common sense American, because the federal government is too big, it does too many things, and it does almost nothing well. As Reagan said, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem. We want to reform it. But this is a very important point, Jake. Russ Vought doesn't want to go about it this way, nor does President Trump, nor does any Republican in Congress. We want to do it through the regular order, the regular process.
There it is, caught live and exposed. Tapper calmly dismantled Johnson's lies in real time, reminding viewers that Republicans, not Democrats, control the government. The entire narrative collapsed the moment facts entered the room. And that mention of Project 2025 wasn't an accident. Russ Vought, Trump's budget director, has been quietly pushing a plan to permanently purge federal workers and centralize power under Trump's control. It's the bureaucratic blueprint for authoritarianism, disguised as efficiency. So when Mike Johnson parrots the same talking points, it's not about fiscal responsibility, it's about consolidating control. Project 2025 is about replacing professionals with loyalists, turning public service into political obedience. And as we just saw, even seasoned journalists are no longer letting them lie unchecked. The moment Johnson realized he'd been cornered, he froze, stammering, deflecting, and proving once again that the GOP's America First rhetoric is really just Trump first, always. The Republican Party has become a punchline to its own propaganda. While Democrats are fighting to keep the government open, Republicans are manufacturing chaos to justify dismantling it. Mike Johnson isn't leading, he's collapsing under the weight of his own hypocrisy. If you're tired of watching GOP leaders destroy the truth, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a comment about how long you think this shutdown stunt will last. Because accountability starts with exposure, and this time, the lies didn't survive live television.